morning. How you guys doing today? I was gonna play Project Zomboid today, but my Project Zomboid is broken. I can't launch it. I sound great today? What do you mean? Is it different than it usually is? I sound in a good mood? No. I'm kind of frustrated, to be honest. But I appreciate you saying so. Oh, Antique Raven, I got you. Okay. Well, thank you. No, I spent like 30 minutes trying to get Project Zomboid to work before the stream started, and I could not get it to work. That's okay. Some files were corrupted. I reinstalled twice. I verified the integrity of the files 2 or 3 times. I tried stable. I tried unstable. Tried deleting my options.ini. Ran as administrator. Did you remove cache? I deleted the entire Project Zomboid folder. I don't know if there's a different cache. Did you ask ChatGPT how to fix it? I mean, I googled my problem and Google gave me an AI answer, so sort of. I don't know. I'll try again later. I just updated to Windows 11, what, like 2-3 weeks ago? So I think that has something to do with the problem. Did you do the folder in the app data? Maybe not. Where's that at? Percent app data is percent. I don't see a Project Zomboid folder in here. I can mess with this later. It's not a huge deal. I'm gonna play RimWorld today. I'm sure it has something to do with Windows 11. Let's be honest. Hey Axel, how are you today? I never had trouble launching Project Zomboid before, and I update to Windows 11, and suddenly I can't launch it, so... I don't actually dislike Windows 11 so far. I haven't had any issues with it besides this. This is my first issue. Yeah, I deleted the well, no, I didn't delete the Zomboid folder. I deleted the options.ini. I could just delete the Zomboid folder, see if that helps. Let's delete the whole folder and see what happens. What's the worst that could happen? You think that your hard drive getting corrupted had something to do with Windows 11, or not updating to Windows 11 though? Wow, turns out this folder is huge. Holy shit. Hey, Chen. Still trying to get myself burnt out on EU5 so I can get back to normal work. I haven't uploaded any videos in like 4 weeks. I've been addicted to EU5. The only reason I'm not streaming that today is because I told myself I need to get back to something a little more normal. Hey Yasmin, how are you today? Sorry, I'm running late today because I'm trying to fix Project Zomboid. Oh man, maybe I should play Minecraft. I've been looking for a new game to play. Although Minecraft's not a new game to play, but... Don't get me wrong, Stationary looks like a cool game and something I would probably enjoy, but I question how appealing it would be on stream to people. Be a new experience for... Oh no, I played a lot of Minecraft. It's just been a while. Hey Greg, the asteroid challenge is just survive as long as I can on the asteroid. I'm trying to delete my Project Zomboid saves, and it's stuck. No, don't. Oh, god damn it. I'm having some technical difficulties. Okay, I'll do this later. Oh good, now it's canceling. Well anyway, how you guys doing? How was your weekend? I was finishing up breakfast anyway. Cows are such bad listeners. Everything you say is in one ear and out the other. Are you saying it makes their milk taste different? Sorry. Bad joke. I'll start a new naming list. Actually, no, let's not. Let's use this one. Greg, thank you for the 5, and Jacob, thank you for membering. Thank you for remembering. Jacob, wait, Jacob Roy is already on the list. Hold on, Jacob Roy gets more points for remembering. Alright, Jacob shoots up to the top of the list. Greg gets 500. Okay.
Anyway, I started blasting. Bang!
That reminded me I forgot to prime.
Thanks, Cosine. Manage the naming list while I'm already here. Okay. Here we go! Where was I even at? Like, what was I even doing? I had a bit of a strategy planned out for this, so now I don't remember what I was doing. I'm gonna have to start over from scratch. Jacob, thanks for the $5. Wow, guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. I'll add that to the naming list for you. You're already in first place, but now you're more in first place. I don't normally like building kill boxes or kill hallways or kill whatever you want to call them, but I might have to make an exception for playing on an asteroid. Yeah, the inside is a little, there's even explosives in there. Why'd I park the ship here instead of here? That's what I want to know. I guess because there was a tunnel here that I could use. Oh well. We'll have to dig over and then dig down and make another entrance here. These things are airtight, right? Yeah. Why does it look like a fish? Like this is the tail? What kind of fish, though? I guess it does, kind of. Like the flounder from Little Mermaid? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right. Wait, that means we're going in its side. We're going in its side. Yep, through the reverse gills. I don't think it has any gills there. I didn't say anything. I'm just enjoying my not completely steeped tea. What day is Thanksgiving on? Name the firstborn? I don't know if we'll get any babies up here. It's Thursday. Is it always Thursday? Wait, why can't I alt tab? What the hell? Weird. What are you gonna do for your 3-day weekend? You can still celebrate Thanksgiving even if you're not from the United States. I mean, you're thankful for something, right? Have you ever had like a traditional U.S. Thanksgiving dinner? I feel like everyone should try it once in their life. Oh man, yeah, you gotta try it once in your life. Yeah, the Thanksgiving in the United States is this week. God, it's been so long since I played RimWorld. I actually did play some RimWorld off stream the other day to record for YouTube. So even though I am like 3 weeks behind on uploading a video, I have started working on the next one. I have about an hour and a half of footage recorded, maybe 2 hours of footage recorded. I've already started on the next series too. I'm gonna end the sea ice run pretty soon. I think I'm gonna do one more video for the ice sheet or the sea ice run. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like turkey is the least exciting part of Thanksgiving dinner. I guess Christmas dinner's not that different for a lot of people, but you gotta have squash. You gotta have mashed potatoes. You gotta have stuffing. Sweet potato casserole is also very good. That one's a good option. Yeah, the sides are way better than the turkey chin. Agreed. What else? Cranberry sauce? Some kind of crushed cranberry. Yep, homemade cranberry sauce. Honestly, cranberry sauce is top tier. It's one of the best parts. A protein shake each meal? That doesn't sound healthy. Where are you gonna get the fiber from? Not a lot of fiber in protein shakes. Dessert? You know, I don't really do dessert very often, but you could do a traditional pumpkin pie, apple pie. How do I want to lay this out? Oh, you're having surgery. I gotcha. I gotcha. You watch Europeans eat pumpkin pie and remark how it tastes like the latte mix? Oh, pecan pie is also a solid option. We usually do something called blueberry dessert, which is like a graham cracker crust, a cream cheese mixed with like whipped cream, and then blueberries on top. You can do you can do whatever you want for dessert. It's just traditionally it's usually made. Keep in mind, traditionally we celebrate Thanksgiving with things that would have been present during the season. Right, like that's why pumpkins are usually part of the celebration, and cranberries, because do you harvest cranberries in the fall? Yeah. Cranberry harvest runs from mid-September to early November. So usually a lot of the things that we eat for Thanksgiving are things that are harvested this time of year. I don't like how I have this set up already. Oh well. I call BS on that, Chin. How can that possibly be true? In fact, given how active Native Americans were, how physically fit and active they were, I would imagine they would have been perfectly fine consuming the amount of sugar that an average person in the United States does. No. No, I'm not saying that they consume that much sugar. I'm just saying I don't think it would kill them. Fruit has a lot of sugar in it, though. Although I don't think people in North America had high fruit diets, but I'm just saying there were people around that era that were eating high fruit diets and were perfectly fine. No, I'm not disagreeing with the fact that they had very little sugar compared to modern Americans. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just disagreeing with the statement that it would have killed them. Unless you were exaggerating, in which case, okay, fair enough. Take it easy, Greg. Alright, who's on construction? We should probably get this all sorted out. Is this a good asteroid? Nope. All asteroids are bad. Hey, did you guys see the news about Stargate? Stargate is a TV show that went off the air 14 years ago. And Amazon just announced they're starting a new Stargate series. Wonder if it's a full reboot or what. It's a continuation. They said it is not a reboot. They haven't told us what the premise is, though. They haven't said anything about that yet. We'll see, though. Kind of cool, though. Talking about bad asteroids made me think of Stargate. Yeah, I hate to say it, but I almost think that a full reboot would be better. Or maybe they go completely sideways with it and they turn it into like a political drama or something. That it's not like a military sci-fi anymore. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know. Yeah, I stopped watching Universe after like the first episode or two. I gotta go back and rewatch that now. I love SG-1 and Atlantis, though. Those are both fantastic. What's the new show by the 4 people who love The Expanse? The Expanse was so good for the first, like, 2 seasons, 3 seasons. And then, man, that really went downhill quick. You should be able to put a dumping zone over the edge of the asteroid to deorbit the things you don't want. That wouldn't work, though. It's not like you're not like floating in a spot over the planet. It's like you're traveling at thousands and thousands of miles an hour laterally, which means that these rocks are also traveling at that same speed. You'd have to somehow slow them down. Like, you could conceivably throw it, but it wouldn't deorbit it, not any more than this asteroid's going to deorbit. Someday the asteroid will deorbit, but you just end up with a bunch of stuff floating around your asteroid. Then again, they don't really represent gravity in this at all. So, How you doing, Rage Spawn? Be cool if you could make like a catapult and just chuck stuff off of there. I think there are Stargate mods for RimWorld, aren't there? Are you able to make an inside tree farm and produce your own oxygen? There's a Archean tree that produces oxygen. But no. You can't plant normal trees. You can plant bonsai, but those don't produce anything. They produce a tiny bit of wood, I suppose. How do you get your oxygen? These oxygen pumps. They produce it out of nowhere. They produce it magically. Why is that, Volrath? Oh, yeah, fair enough. Who's on construction? Ironhead is on construction, but can't actually build this. What the hell? What the hell? On a completely unrelated note, why is the price of RAM so high right now? What's going on there? Is it because of tariffs? It's AI data centers. AI data centers are driving up the price of all RAM? Surely AI data centers aren't using the same RAM as consumer PCs, right? It's all chips. Huh. I guess I didn't realize RAM used the same chips as, like, graphics cards. Today I learned. Memory makers don't want to expand to meet demand right now because they're afraid of holding the bag if demand goes. Fair enough. Okay, we need to get that last bit of construction XP. Let's have him deconstruct some stuff. I saw a screenshot this morning of the exact same RAM I bought for my PC for $900. The exact same RAM I bought at the beginning of this year. That's insane. That's almost the price of my entire computer. No, that's not entirely true, but I think I probably paid $2,000 for my computer in total. It's hard to download more RAM, though. Glad you got your computer when you did. Yeah, me too. I wonder if I can take out 2 sticks of my RAM and sell it to somebody for 300 bucks. Anybody want to buy some RAM? Y'all want to buy some RAM? Wait, what? How much freaking construction do you need to make a solar panel? 6, it turns out. Has it always been 6? Am I just losing my mind here? Honestly, I made this save file so long ago that I don't remember. Didn't it require 5? Probably not. I mean, it's just been a while since I played. I'm sure it was always required 6. I just... How did I get to 6 construction last time? I definitely don't remember having a problem with this last time. You can smooth? Probably a good idea. What gives faster XP though? Deconstructing? Or smoothing? They seem pretty similar. I'll name the pawns as soon as we get a little more sustainability going. I don't want to name the pawns and have them just die. Maybe they should go up here. We do need a little bit of an airlock here, though. I had that problem last time. Why do you have to be mad? You want recreation? What, did you just land your ship in one spot and you're not going to move it again? You have a shuttle? Yeah, I wish they actually represented gravity correctly. Just the horseshoes would just be kind of floating. They'd toss them and then they just float. I guess they would continue to float until they hit the wall, right? Like they wouldn't just float, they'd... No, I guess float is the right word. Please no. Put the horseshoe on the ceiling. Now you're talking. Oh, shit. Wait, what? Probably should save my wood, but... No, if something's in orbit, then they're weightless. The problem is that you have to think of gravity as converging vectors, right? They're currently moving this way. The whole asteroid is moving this way. And they are also moving this way at the exact same speed as the asteroid. But the asteroid can't be pushing up on them like the Earth does when you're standing on it. Because if that was the case, that would mean that they're falling towards the planet faster than the asteroid is falling towards the planet. But that can't be the case. Because the gravity of the planet is not going to affect the asteroid or the characters more than the asteroid. The reason they're able to walk around is because of... question mark? Magic? Maybe they have magnets in their boots. And the entire rock is some sort of ferrous material. It is technically true, though, that yes, the planet, the gravity of the planet is exerting... No, well, that's the wrong way to say it, because there's no such thing as force. Gravity's not a force. They're experiencing the same amount of gravity as the asteroid is. They're experiencing gravity. That is true. All right, there we go. Construction 6. Let there be sun. What's the settlement going to be called? Grassland Brad? Okay, why not? Maybe that's what it is. I don't know enough about artificial gravity to be able to dispute it. Let's move the heater inside. No. Battery wasn't filling up? No, it wasn't. There we go. Tara, don't take your helmet off. Just take my helmet off to take a quick nap. Guys, this place is not ready for you to be taking your helmet off while you sleep. All of the pawns should be floating in the exact same way that the astronauts above the International Space Station float. But it's misleading because when you're floating, it makes it seem as if gravity's not affecting you, but that's not true. You are. It is. The same amount of gravity is affecting the astronauts as the space station. They're just moving really, really, really fast. technically speaking, they're free falling towards the planet. Maybe not technically speaking, but I guess figuratively speaking, they're free falling towards the planet in the same way that if you jumped out of an airplane, you're free falling towards the planet. But when you jump out of an airplane, you free fall towards the planet. You don't have as much lateral velocity. You just fall. You just fall straight down. Like right now, these guys would be falling straight down, but they'd also be moving laterally. They're moving so fast to the side that by the time they would have hit the planet, they've missed. They're way off to the side. This is why Kerbal Space Program is such a great game, because it lets you understand something that is not very intuitive through playing the game. We're really low on food. I gotta get that food going immediately. Is the 13-year-old in charge? Like they're the ones who are leading the tribute collector? Or are they just part of the entourage? Entourage. Wow. What am I gonna do with all these gravlight panels? Stash them in here for now. We don't need gravlight panels. We don't need a gravlight engine. I am gonna name these pawns after people from chat, but I'm gonna wait until we're a little more stable. Since we don't have any food right now, they're all gonna start starving to death very shortly. I almost feel like some hydroponics in here would be the best bet. Hmm. 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 That's not gonna be warm enough in there, I just realized. Let's put a heater right here. You guys are doing an awful lot of sleeping for being on the verge of death. What, are they just giving up? What, do we live in Give Up Asteroid? Oh shit, I didn't even think about that. Oh. Well, that's not gonna work. Why is this music so upbeat and spooky at the same time? What was the issue? I'm growing mushrooms in this room. I'll let you suss out the problem from there. Like Elvira? If you say so. Would the heater make it too hot for the shrooms? No, 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 no. Mushrooms have to be grown in the dark, and the heater produces a small amount of light around it. Cargo pods. Oh! Filled with eggs. We better keep these eggs in the cold, though. Here. I do like the noise of them, like, mining in a vacuum. Like, you really shouldn't be able to hear them at all, but it's still kind of amusing. Damn it. This is not the time to be sleeping. Actually, technically it is the exact time to be sleeping, because that's when I told you to sleep, but this is not the time to be sleeping. The NutriPaste dispenser is not airtight, is it? No. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Yeah, I think there was a previous version of this run that I did where I started with not started with, but got a Mecantor going. Brought him back up. So I remember dropping pollution. Can't remember if that was because we used the generator or if that was from a mech. You can't smooth this one, can you? No path. Damn. Kind of hate that. We do have a bunch of chem fuel that we could be using. Oh, nice. These give components. Didn't even think about that. You mean this thing? No, I didn't. You can't dismantle it. I need to get a nutrient paste dispenser going. I'm not planning on using a shuttle. I don't think. Guess I haven't thought that far ahead. Pretty sure I won't be using a shuttle. I don't know if that's going to actually keep it cold in there. No, don't eat it. Oh. Nope, make the nutrient paste dispenser. Chuck the eggs on there. Have some delicious egg paste. Is egg paste, is cooked egg paste just scrambled eggs? No, I can't remove the roof because then it'll be a vacuum in there, and then every time they go in to refill, the vacuum will suck all the air out of this room. There you go. You guys ever put your stool sideways just to mess with your pawns? Cooked egg paste typically refers to egg salad or a similar spread made from chopped or mashed hard-boiled eggs combined with a binder like mayonnaise and seasoning. No. I refuse. No, the hospitality mod does work for space. You can build a orbital space brothel, a space station brothel. Laws don't apply up here. Hopefully those eggs keep me alive long enough for the fungus to come up. I don't think we're growing enough fungus though. I feel like we need to start working on an actual grow room next. Space Casino? There you go. Gambling. Debt consolidation. Gambling. Once we get through like a cycle of growing food and they're still alive, I'll name the pawns. Don't want to get attached to it when you know they don't have high life expectancy. Average life expectancy of a pawn on RimWorld? 7 days. Hard to believe, but... What do you think the average life expectancy of a pawn is in RimWorld just across the board, like all playthroughs ever? If you were to count every single run of RimWorld. What do you think a pawn's life expectancy is? I wish we had that information. That would be awesome to know. Yeah, every run. Every single run. All new players, all veteran players. Long runs, short runs. People complain about data gathering, but they see that's the kind of data we need to gather. We need to know these things. I bet it's longer than 3 days. Just keep in mind, not everyone plays on high difficulties. And you very rarely get a raid in the first 3 days. I bet it's like 45 days. Sorry I haven't uploaded any videos recently to YouTube, but I am working on the next one. It was kind of an off month for me. The release of EU5 really threw a wrench into the works. I want to make some Project Zomboid videos, but my Project Zomboid is broken at the moment. I gotta figure out how to fix that. I'll have to make a post on their forums or Discord or something. Yeah. I don't think community help is going to help me, though. I've tried every single suggestion that the community has suggested. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I need more official help. Does anybody know how many squares of Nutrifungus you need per pawn on a hydroponics table? I guess I could Google it. was hoping somebody here would know, though. No one? Same as rice and corn? That cannot possibly be right. Do they mean that you need the same... Like, are we talking hydroponics or just normal growing? Six tiles of fungus per pond without hydroponics? That doesn't sound right to me either. Is that true? Kind of wish they just had one smooth function and not smooth floor and smooth walls. 26, sorry, okay. Okay, that sounds a lot more accurate. Yeah, I was gonna say, there's no effing way. Because it's like 6 tiles of rice per pond with hydroponics, and you get a huge, like 200-something% growth bonus from hydroponics. Five food per day per hydroponics basin. And they consume like 1.8 of food per day. .6 food per day. Yeah, hydroponics don't help a lot with fungus. No, they do not. We're only at 127% growth. But 5 per day per basin is actually more than I expected. Yeah, difficulty affects harvest yield. By a little bit. Not a ton, but yeah. Isn't it only like 90%? %, sorry. I should just play on standard difficulty. Whose idea was it to play on high difficulties anyway? I had a momentary freak out. Who the fuck is Helene? Who the fuck is Helene? Pam's mom. Yeah, losing is fun has, I think, -10. That sounds about right. Yep, -10 to mood. That sounds about right. So I should be fine with this amount of hydroponics. I don't really need to smooth the floors, but I figured we'd give them something to do. Get a little bit extra construction XP while we wait for food to come up. Oh, dude, it's already almost level 10. Front left tire on your rig. Are you like a semi-truck driver? I say rig for everything. Is all you had? You drive like a Prius? Yeah, my rig. Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. You don't call your computer a rig, though, do you? I like the British version of it when they call stuff kit. I wish that caught on in the United States. Do not call your computer a rig. There's only two acceptable things to call rig. One, your semi-truck. You can call that a rig. That's fine. Two, a vest or a climbing harness. That's fine too. Other than that, no. I hate the fact that there's almost certainly someone out there that has modified their PC to also function as a vaporizer. I bet you're not going to actually start calling it that out of spite. I bet you're not. I feel like auto doors would actually be pretty good here. Although we don't have the components to really maintain a bunch of auto doors now that I think about it. Maybe toxifier generators? Tree sowing for bonsai. Let's get tree sowing for bonsai. Bonsai! Well, that would be impressive. That would be impressive. What do you mean? Like does it still function as a truck? Or did they chop off the front end and then turn it to a refrigerator? In both cases, all I can do is ask, why? Why? Some people have too much time on their hands, you know? I'd say they need to get a hobby, but I guess that is a hobby, isn't it?
Anyway, I started blasting. Bang!
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Please remember to reach out to your friends and family. Enjoy life.
Thanks for the resub, Bassflame. Hey, Big Tom, what's up, buddy? Our first bit of mushrooms are just about to be finished. Yeah, have you met my family? I like my nephew, but he's going through that phase in life where he doesn't like talking to people. Just likes playing video games. I mean, who hasn't gone through that phase? You know what I mean? I'm sure we've all been there. Oh, nice. Our first mushroom harvest botched. Off to a strong start. I definitely only want one person on growing. We need to level up their growing skill as much as we possibly can. I don't know if that's going to be enough. Let's hope that's enough. Now's not the time for meditation. Now is the time for sowing more mushrooms. Would a base on a satellite be harder? Yeah. Well, sometimes you gotta balance monotony with fun. Just because something's harder doesn't always make it more fun. But yes. Yes, it would be harder. You did this without a shuttle or a grav ship? No. No. No, I basically used dev mode to create a save file that I could use to start a very basic space run, asteroid run. What Spider-Man, Basslam? At some point soon we need to section off an part of the base that can be like the interior, where we can have air and heat and have them restricted. You guys remember that mod called MarsX? That's like 10 years old at this point, that isn't updated anymore. It basically turned RimWorld into a Mars colony. It took the raids out of the game and just changed the threats to environmental threats, like decompression and tornadoes and not tornadoes, dust devils. MarsX was really, really, really cool. One of my favorite mods. They stopped updating it, unfortunately. The reason I bring it up is because MarsX had a feature where you could set interior zone and an exterior zone. So if they wanted to go from the interior space to the exterior space, they would always go to a... It was like a like a vac suit station that held your vac suits and refilled them with oxygen. So they'd put the vac suit on, and then they would get restricted to the exterior space. And then when they wanted to go back inside, they'd take their vac suit off again. It was such a nice system. It was so cool. In this, you have to micromanage it a lot more, unfortunately. Vanilla grav ships expanded, snagged that feature for their mod. Really? Okay, that's really cool. Yeah, MarsX was really, really cool. It was inspired by... Uh-oh, my game just, like, locked up. Okay, there we go. MarsX was inspired by... What was the name of that book? With the scientist trapped on Mars? That they turned into a movie? Mark Watney or whatever the fuck. The Martian, that's the one. MarsX was inspired by The Martian. You weren't trapped on Mars. You were able to bring in new colonists from Earth, but it would take time because they had to actually launch a ship and then land, and it would take months. And they could send you more resources from Earth, but it would take a long time. No, 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 no. Oh my god, you're so bad at mining. My fungus. There we go. Anyone play any good games lately? I tried out News Tower and it just was not for me, but it had really, really, really good reviews. I got a key for a game called Flotsam that I'm going to play in like 2 weeks, but I can't play it right now on stream. What's Mega Bonk about? I haven't checked my wish list in like 3 weeks because I've been neck deep in EU5. I've been super addicted to that game. I feel like I'm finally coming out the other side though. Finally getting burnt out on it. So addicted to that game though. Ever heard of old school RuneScape? No. No, I never heard of that before. What's that? Oh, we got an eclipse. No wonder things are effing up. Yeah, I took a look on that, but it's like $60, isn't it? When does Star Miner come out? I want to play that game. That game looks sick. Alright, there we go. Eclipse is over. Yeah, I can't bring myself to spend $60 on a game right now. I mean, I spent $60 on EU5, but other than that, I can't bring myself to spend $60 on a game right now. Isn't one battery a bit risky play here? Why would one battery be risky? I guess I could build a second one just to have a little bit more capacity, but... Gotta be careful about components. There's no good way to get new components on this map. I'm very concerned about food production right now. I'll build 2 if it makes you happy. Does it make you happy? Yeah, really the battery's only useful for solar flares. Not solar flares, eclipses. That's why I built the chem fuel generator. I have 21 components left. Make 21 auto doors, make 21 hydroponics. What are you talking about? Do you have misophonia? Is that what it's called? Misophonia? What is that? What is that called when you have an aversion to sounds, certain sounds? Like people chewing or whatever? You gotta just tune it out. You said it drives you crazy. I have heard the 50ish doors do that constantly, yes. Doesn't bother me. I've had people complain about it. People have complained about it, like the noise on stream, and asked me to install the mod that stops it, and I just don't care. I just tune it out. It's like tuning out some people from chat. Don't you do that too? You just tune some people out? Just tune them out. None of you guys, of course. I don't think that's a real thing, Vaslam. I think you ran out of dumping stockpile room? Oh, I did. Why would there be drama over that? If you did something to be banned, then who cares how many months you're sub for? I've banned people who are sub for many months. There's one guy who used to run servers for us, and he went unhinged after a while. I had to ban him. When are you going to ban me? When you break rules that warrant being banned? Yeah, Brian, fair enough. Don't you take care of your longtime subs by continuing to stream? Isn't that why people sub? Maybe I'm mistaken about the whole thing, but I was under the impression that when somebody subs to the channel, it's because they want the stream to be live again tomorrow. Shoot, I'm gonna need heaters in here. Just occurred to me. I don't have to ban people very often, though. Usually shame is a much better deterrent to people acting shitty in Twitch chat. Just shame them. Publicly shame them. That works pretty well. Oops, that was supposed to get mined out. Well, so, I mean, sometimes somebody does have to get banned. It happens. I know there's somewhere you can look to see people appealing their bans, but honestly, I have never once looked at that in my entire life. I don't think I've ever unbanned somebody. No, I'm no longer allowed to force people to get naked and walk through town while ringing a bell saying shame. We used to do that, but that's not okay anymore. We're not allowed to do that anymore. That's frowned upon in 2025. I know. What a shame.
Anyway, I started blasting. Bang!
Thanks for the resub. How you doing, Finn? Thank you very much for resubbing, buddy. Is this a start from a mod? Nope. Can you believe that the part of the book was actually more disturbing than it was in the show? That whole like walk through town shame thing? Believe it or not, it was actually worse in the book. George R.R. Martin, kind of a creepy dude. Honestly, it's been so long since I read the last book that I just don't care anymore. No, I think usually people say that the book is higher quality than the TV show. I don't think they usually say that it's creepier. I mean like pervy creepy. Like not spooky creepy. I mean like icky creepy. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I cannot read any of his books without imagining him sitting at his typewriter, and I truly believe he writes on like a 1987 like IBM, right? But I imagine him at a typewriter. I imagine him hunched over his typewriter, typing out these scenes. I can't separate that image from my mind whenever I read anything he writes. Which makes all those scenes just, oh, so much worse. George, why is this coming from your brain? And why are you writing it down? Man, I am really low on components already. We probably should have gotten a comms console going almost immediately. I think I have no choice but to go for a comms console here. And an orbital trade beacon. What makes you think he's finished writing books? I get that it's taken him 15 years to write this latest book, but what makes you think he's not actually finishing it? Yeah, but writing is hard though, man. The time frame? I don't know. I don't think it's that unreasonable. Take 15 years to write a book. He openly admitted that he wrote himself into a corner, narratively speaking, and he had to get himself out. I don't know. I don't think it's unreasonable. Did he say he can't get out of it? I don't know if he said he can't get out of it. We're not talking about Patrick Rothfuss, no. We're talking about George R. R. Martin. Although isn't Patrick Rothfuss another notoriously takes forever to write? I think people truly underestimate how hard it is to write a book. I honestly can't imagine a more... What's a good way to phrase that? It's like one of those careers that... And I've never been a writer, so maybe I'm imagining things, but from my understanding, it's one of those careers that you'd love to have until you have it, and then you realize it was an absolute trap, and it's one of the worst careers ever. Everyone wants to be a writer until they actually have to write a book. So I don't know. I give him the benefit of the doubt. He's got a hard job. I've said that before, and people took it as a very controversial statement because they're like, being a roofer is a hard job. Well, yeah, but these are different kinds of difficulty that I'm talking about. It's like being a teacher is a hard job. Is it harder to be a drywaller or a teacher? Well, I think those are very different kinds of difficulty that we're talking about. Look, someone doesn't come up with a universe like that without a passion. The dude clearly had a passion. I don't think there's any amount of money that just snuffs that out. I think he is trying to accomplish something that's really, really, really difficult. Plus, the more popular your book becomes, the harder it is. Because now you have to please everyone. It's no longer just about trying to garner fans. It's trying to please everyone who's become a fan. I don't know, man. I feel for the guy. I don't know. I do feel like if he dies, then it should just be done. That no one should finish it. Don't get me wrong, I still think he's a super creepy dude, and a lot of his writing is disturbing as hell. Yeah, food situation is not good in the colony. That's why I built so many more hydroponics. Doesn't help that we're... Honestly, maybe it is time to switch this over to rice. Well, let's try to get one harvest of fungus over there. I don't know if we're even going to survive long enough for this fungus to come online. Maybe I need to switch to the sun lab right now. What are the chances of getting that space tree up here? I think you can buy it from ships, can't you? You know what the big problem with Game of Thrones versus A Song of Ice and Fire is? Game of Thrones was a political drama set in a fantasy universe. And the TV show turned it into a like Lord of the Rings style high fantasy story. That is the real problem. Had it maintained the political drama that it started as, the ending would be easy. Like you just leave it open-ended. It doesn't need to be a sealed bow on it. Because politics continue on forever. There's no ending to it. Hey David, how you holding up, man? How you doing? Yeah, sorry to hear that, man. Hope the next few weeks are better for you. The story of the war needs to end one way or another? That seems unrealistic. The only thing they really need to do is discover oil on the eastern continent and then send in an occupational force. England's not in the War of the Roses still? Is it not? The rightful ruler of England lives in Australia. What are you talking about? It's not over. It's never over. Oh, guys, the orbital gang. Did you bring components? Oh, it's David. Hi, David. David's come to murder me. Why, David? Why? Oh, shit, no, there's another one. Didkey? Didkey? Uh-oh. Boom, headshot. What? Couple of revolvers, don't mind if I do. I do want to smelt their stuff down, but I don't have a smelter, and I'm not going to be able to get a smelter anytime soon. Just a brute. Oh, God, on the neck. Rough. All right, first raid down. Yeah, but I'm not going to. I am very concerned about food at this point. We might be in a bit of trouble. We might be in a bit of trouble. Are you concerned enough to eat those raiders? No. No. No, because worst case scenario... I almost said worst case Ontario. My buddy Toza says that all the time. Worst case Ontario. Worst case scenario, they just starve to death, man, you know? Oh well. Worst case Ontario is the worst case Ontario. You know what I'm talking about. Alright, there goes all the rest of my food. No, they have a maple syrup reserve. They're not going to run out. What's better, though? A maple syrup reserve? A strategic reserve of maple syrup or a strategic reserve of cheese? Really? No one coming to bat for maple syrup? I thought I knew you guys. I was wrong. I feel a bit disappointed. Are you suggesting that cheese needs to be defended? I always thought the cheese had very little lactose in it, though. Am I just wrong? Oh, they're about to start starving. How long does maple syrup stay good for? Doesn't it stay as good as long as honey, does it? I love maple syrup, but I have to agree, if I had to pick one to remove from my diet, I think I would remove maple syrup instead of cheese. Cheese is too good. Now, like in a cave, like if you stored a barrel of maple syrup in a cave, how long would it stay good for? We're not going to refrigerate a cave. That would be insane. This might be the end of the run, guys. I don't think it goes bad. I don't know. Why does honey not go bad? It's got sugar in it for bacteria to feed on. Why does it not? Why does that not go bad? Because my first thought is maple syrup is packed full of sugar. It's the perfect source of food for bacteria. How would it not go bad? But honey doesn't go bad. Isn't maple syrup basically just sugar and water? They do recommend you refrigerate maple syrup after opening, though, don't they? You don't have to refrigerate honey after opening. I keep my maple syrup in my refrigerator and I leave the honey in the cupboard. Oh, this is the end. The end is near. I don't think I'm gonna start a new run today. I'm gonna try to figure out why Project Zomboid is broken. Did anybody else have problems launching Project Zomboid when they upgraded from Windows 10 to Windows 11? This is probably not the appropriate time to ask that question, but I don't know. Shot in the dark. My Project Zomboid won't launch anymore. I've tried so many different things to fix it, and I cannot get it to work. Diet Salt said he read that someone had to reinstall Windows when they were having the same problem. So I wonder if that's what I'm gonna have to do, is reinstall Windows. I don't know. I don't know which one I have, actually. I upgraded from Windows 10 Pro, so it should be Windows 11 Pro, right? Do you want to do that just for Project Zomboid? God, no. No, I really do not. I'm honestly thinking if I have to do that, I'm going to wait for a big patch to come out and then do that. Oh my god, your malnutrition got that high? Well, that's not good. I need to get food going earlier on. That's part of the problem. And I didn't know what the appropriate number of squares was. I thought this was going to be enough, but it clearly is not. So this gets switched back over to rice, and then hopefully we'll be okay. Tara, now is not the time to be sleeping. My god. Get to work. Well, it'll be going for the morning. And then hopefully that'll be enough to keep them going. Now the problem is going to be components, because we have 7 components left. So I can't really build anything new. I can only use those components to repair. And then just hope we don't have to use that many to repair. Yeah, I'll have to turn the sun lamp off here and there to recharge the batteries. Oh shit, I have the chem fuel generator going still. That's okay for now. At full charge, we're only losing 500 watts, less than that, 440 watts. Which is not too bad. That's enough to keep it going all day long. Now, this would be enough hydroponics to keep 3 ponds going, so hopefully we'll be okay. If I deconstruct these, I wonder how many components I'll get back. It only takes about a day and a half to grow rice on hydroponics. You do get half, but there's only 1 component. So I don't know how that works. I don't know if it's just random, that you have a chance to get the component back or not. I don't know if it's just always 0. I don't think that's the case. I might be wrong. But we got a full day growing in. Almost 50%. Aw, shit. We can't afford to have these things offline. Well, that's not good. I almost need to deconstruct these other hydroponics just to stop them from consuming extra power. They're 70 watts a piece, which is not a ton, but you know, it's almost the 440 that we were missing out on. Let the batteries charge up a little bit here. You guys walking back and forth is just killing me here. Stop it. Those other things turned off were at 250, or sorry, 190. So it's at least still charging. I'm gonna harvest these mushrooms and then deconstruct these hydroponics tables. Uh-oh. I look away for 1 minute. Start losing food. Yeah, I did get a component back, so I guess it is random. I don't know if it's a 50-50 chance or what. I only got 1 back from 6, so... Well, at least they should survive a little bit longer. Got that going for us. Really gotta charge those batteries back up. Wonder if we can get away with 1 heater in here. One thing we could do is turn these to 2 different temperatures. That would help a little bit. Major break risk chance. Advanced starvation. Oh, shit. Alright, let's see how that does. Ideally, we should have enough rice coming up from these. I don't want to make more hydroponics, though, because I just don't have enough components. I could maybe get away with making, like, 1 more. I suppose better to die from lack of components than from starvation. These will be 7 components for repairs. Okay, at least we're at positive power now. Up to 322 watts. Then we just have to worry about the power being consumed overnight. I suppose 2 batteries was a good idea in the end. I've only had 1 raid so far, Greg. And it was two raiders with revolvers. Not terrible. As long as I expand really slowly, we should be okay. Last time I tried doing this, I gathered a ton of resources before coming to the asteroid, and the raids were insane as soon as I got here, so a little bit easier to do it this way. Now the next problem is going to be extra power generation. I can't add more solar. I mean, I can, but I gotta get more components. Guys, if you have any recommendations for games that you think I should check out over the next week or two, please let me know. Join Discord. Give me a link on there. Or link here is fine too, but I need some new games to play. Yeah, that's true. Placing the generator inside would help. I mean, it is technically inside right now, but it's in a spot that I can't prop the door open. Right now, I'm able to keep this room warm with just one heater. The other one's set to low. I'm not sure if the generator inside this room would actually end up helping. I don't know if the heat would be enough to put both heaters on low. I don't know. Might. It's pretty warm in this room. Problem is I can't prop this door open because if we need to go out here... Well, I guess I could. And then just shut this door if we ever need to go out here. Let's give it a go and see what happens. I don't think it's going to help, but let's see. Yeah, these are both having to run on high. Too big of a room. Make the room a little bit smaller. I could just wall this off completely for now. At least food is a little bit more stable now. Next problem is components. Okay, we are still consuming too much power for one chem fuel generator. Any news on when the new episode might come? I'm working on it. It's just coming along really slowly. Sorry, I'm really behind on it. I got addicted to EU5, and I've been playing that for the past 3 weeks, and I haven't been making YouTube videos. But I did start recording gameplay for it, so I am working on it. Well, you have to remember, this is a stream first and a YouTube channel second. Thanks for the €1, buddy. I don't know when the next episode will be done, but hopefully soon. Next month we should be back on track with weekly videos again. Been a bit of a rough month. I'm only going to do one more episode of the Sea Ice run and then move on to something else. Probably going to do a Castaway run. Although that'll probably be a short one. Maybe like 1 episode or 2 or 3 episodes. I think I want to transition over to doing singular episode things or single videos as opposed to trying to upload a bunch of episodes. Problem is the first couple episodes get a ton of views, and then they really trail off by the end. So my motivation is very high at the beginning and then trails off as it goes on. Why can't you hit the gym? Can't you go after work? Yeah, series are a downward slope always. Yep. There's no getting around that. Like I think episode 1 of CIS got like 100,000 views, and then episode 8 got like, I don't know, 10,000 maybe? And then episode 9 obviously will get less than that. And by then I just want to start a new run, because, you know. So I wonder, I think doing like single episodes, like even like a 2-hour single video would probably be better. I'm still figuring out the best way to do it. Can you make an observation? You can. Well, honestly, the truth of the matter is, it's not even a problem of less views. Like, that's not the issue. It's just a matter of motivation. I don't really just want to copy other YouTubers. I hate doing that. Oh, Volrath, we completely agree that that was a problem. But I don't think that was the cause of the issue. Because the same thing happened with the family-only run. Every episode just gets less views. Some don't put numbers in the title. Well, that's an interesting idea. What, do you just put them in a playlist? I have them in a playlist. I just have numbers in the titles, and I wonder if that would help. You didn't miss anything. Still don't have enough power production. But I can't build anything more. I don't have components for it. But, well, you know, actually, Volrath, come to think of it, I suppose that did play a big part of my losing motivation to continue that run, because there's not really much interesting going on in it. It's just a bunch of raids. And it's kind of hard to play RimWorld when nothing interesting is happening and all you get is just raids. Like, a run like this is interesting as long as the threat is environmental. Like, you don't know whether you're going to survive or not. Do traders still exist? The ship traders do. That's why I built a comms console. I can't actually power it on at the moment, but you don't get traders coming through by the edge of the map, though, like you would normally. But yeah, knowing you're going to turn a run on and then have nothing but raids for 4 hours is definitely kills the motivation to play that run. At least with the family only run, there was a lot of other stuff going on. There was an interesting dynamic between the family. Problem is that run just went on for way too long. Oh, we had an eclipse. I didn't even realize. Well, shoot. I had planned on doing one last episode of the family only run, but that's kind of up in the air at the moment. There's nothing we can really research at the moment that would be useful. We could build a bonsai pot, though. Take it easy, Ilka. Oops, sorry, I was muted. Thanks, buddy. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Like I said, hopefully next month we'll be a little more on track with weekly videos. Yeah, I'm growing rice. The problem is we're still really on the threshold of having enough power. We don't quite have enough right now. But I can't make more power generation. I'm in this very awkward in-between period. If I build another solar panel, I have 4 components left. Tox gens are an option. No. The problem is not... The problem is components. And Tox gens still cost 3 components, do they not? Alright guys, I'm going to pause here for now. I will pick this run back up in the morning tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. Have a good rest of your day, guys.